Hello everybody, in today's episode I will show you how to change your front wheel bearing on your Volkswagen Passat B6. First, what we have to do is to lift the car up and to remove the wheel. Now what we have to remove is this nut which is holding the CV axle, and in order to remove it you have to put someone to press the brake while you're removing the screw. You have to use a 24mm key. After that we have to remove those two nuts which are holding the caliper, and then the little screw which is holding the brake disc. After that, under the brake disc we have these three nuts which we will also have to remove, and then you will have those four nuts which are holding the wheel bearing mounted onto the car. Now, as you guys can see, I put someone to press the brake while I'm removing the screw from the CV axle, and after that I removed the two nuts which are holding the caliper mounted onto the car. In my case I used an impact gun because it's very fast and easy, but if you don't have one you can easily use a key or a wrench to remove them. After that, make sure you remove all the wires and put the caliper aside. Just don't let it hang onto its place, just don't let it hang onto the weight of the caliper. Here I'm using a Torx 13 to remove the little screw which is holding the brake disc mounted onto the hub. After that, what we have to do is to remove the three nuts under the brake disc. As you can see, you have to remove all of this in order to release the hub and push the CV axle back, because otherwise you want to be able to remove the screws which are holding the wheel bearing or the hub, doesn't matter how we want to call it. Just make sure when you're trying to release the CV axle from the hub, you don't push it forward. Make sure you push it backward towards the gearbox, because in some cases it can disassemble it from the CV axle boot, and after that it will be very difficult to put it back. Just be careful when you're doing this. So guys, those are the four nuts which are holding the wheel bearing mounted onto the car. First I will clean the area, and after that I will try to remove them. I'm going to use an M40 grating to remove the nuts from the wheel bearing. Just make sure you push it very good inside the screw, because otherwise you will destroy the threads. Now that I have only one screw left, after you remove it, what you have to do is to take a hammer and hammer the wheel bearing until it came down. It's really difficult to hammer it, just be careful to not break the fender or anything inside it, but eventually it will come out. Now with the wheel bearing out of the way, I'm about to clean the area and put some lubricant inside it. Just make sure you don't break the ABS sensor when you're cleaning it. So I cleaned the area very good and I put a little of Vaseline inside. I didn't put too much, just a little to make sure that the wheel bearing is going in properly. So this is the new wheel bearing and it comes with all the hardware into the package, with all the screws which you will need in order to install it, the screws from the CV axle and the screws from the wheel bearing itself. To install it, just put it back onto its place, and if it's not going in very easy, just try to hammer it a little with the back of the hammer, like I'm doing here. As you guys can see, the new bearing is fitted in properly, and to install it back onto the car, just follow the same steps like for the uninstallation. So guys, everything is mounted back onto the car. The wheel is properly installed. This is all you have to do in order to change your wheel bearing. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video and found it informative, please leave a like and a comment down below. See you next time.